And joining us now is the owner of All Family Pharmacy, Michael Kuenzler. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on Right Side Broadcasting Network.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about how All Family Pharmacy got started and what inspired the mission behind it?
Yeah, so we started roughly around the end of 2020, 2021 during COVID. We originally hooked up with the America's Frontline Doctors, which were the physicians on TV that mainstream media clearly was bashing for looking for alternative medications obviously for COVID. That's originally how we got started. We dove deep into, the independent mind or thinking for independent health. We found out that a lot of people around the world, or in our country specifically, are going to physicians and they're just not prescribing medications that they need. Antibiotics being one of the number ones, obviously ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. But even just a simple antibiotic, a physician just refuses to prescribe just with these new protocols that are put into place. So that's kind of how we designed our platform, how we designed our pharmacy, putting together all the pieces for that.
I remember one time my wife and we had COVID during Christmas. It was awful. But then I was trying to figure out how can I get some ivermectin or something, and it really works. I know people that have used it, it works well. Obviously, people have to consult their doctors and stuff, but do you guys, how does it work with you guys? Do they go to your website? Is there a medical form people fill out? You send out the prescriptions from there? Like, what's the 1, 2, 3 on getting the medications?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty simple. We tried to make it as easy as possible. So we work with physicians that are licensed in every state. You go on our website, you choose the medications you're looking for. There's a medical form you have to fill out. You place your order. Once that form is filled out, the order's placed, we submit it, and it goes over to a licensed physician for a review. That doctor would then contact you as needed. Once we receive a signed prescription, we ship out the medications. We use FedEx 2-day shipping, so it's very fast and efficient. If the physician has any, I would say, denial on a medication for a medical necessity, the doctor will contact them, go over some items that they would probably suggest over that specific medication based on a medical issue. But those are very rare, but they happen, and we just want to make sure the medication's safe and effective, and so do our physicians.
Isn't it awesome that you're playing a role where you're helping people get the medications that they need? It's allfamilypharmacy.com/RSBN, correct?
Yes, allfamilypharmacy.com/RSBN, and then use RSBN 10, and that's for that 10% off coupon.
Okay, awesome. Some people, they worry about getting fake or unsafe medicine online, right? So how can customers be sure the medications that they're getting from your company, All Family Pharmacy, are real and safe?
Great question. So we are a fully licensed U.S. pharmacy. We are governed by the Board of Pharmacy and the Department of Health here in the Sunshine State of Florida. So all of our medications, they do come directly from FDA-registered manufacturers as well as trusted wholesalers, just like any brick and mortar or corporate pharmacy traditionally that would be in your neighborhood. Any product that we dispense does meet strict quality and safety standards. We go the extra mile to get everything third-party tested, as well as so do our wholesalers that we work with. The manufacturers submit it to the wholesalers. They get a third-party tested. We get the third-party results. We post it on our website under the Certificate of Analysis, or C of A, and that will be able to give you all the information you look for. And if you have anything else, you can contact us.
Awesome. So making America healthy again, where do you guys kind of stand in that whole flow there?
The MAHA movement, we're big believers in it. It just restores personal responsibility, transparency, and trust in the healthcare system. We're all about medical freedom. We give patients or customers the ability to choose the medications they believe they need, as long as it's safe and effective. Like I said, it's hard to just get an antibiotic, let alone ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, any of these medications. It is traditionally harder nowadays than it was back in 2019. So we do offer early access to that treatment. We give them antibiotics. We suggest them to be proactive instead of reactive. We want you to have the medication on hand when you need it. That's the problem nowadays with people is, physicians, you got to wait 3-4 days to just to see the doctor, let alone then go to the pharmacy, pick up the medications. And the problem with the pharmacies now, and, is the vaccines and testing. So you walk into a pharmacy, there's people in there getting COVID and flu testing. Why? Because they're sick. Why are we putting our elderly population at risk? Just because somebody else wants to get tested for the flu or the COVID variant, whatever it may be, as well as the vaccinations and all that. You're putting them all at risk in the same vicinity. We believe that we should be able to get this medication to you through the mail as fast and efficient as possible.
That's pretty awesome. So they fill out a medical form after going to allfamilypharmacy.com. You can go to /RSBN as well with RSBN for the 10% off there. So what's the importance, though, of that medical independence? Is that what you're talking about there, where you're just able to get the medication directly to you, right?
Yes. So medical freedom, we're not a corporation. We're a family-owned pharmacy. We believe the control should be in the patient's hands. We shouldn't allow these corporations to choose what medications people need. People should be able to have that decision as well. Again, it does go through our licensed physicians, so we do also make sure that it is safe and effective. I always say those two terms because that is what makes All Family Pharmacy. We make sure that these medications are safe and effective for our patients, and we also help them make informed decisions as well.
This is something that, I mean, personally, I believe in as well. I mean, to be able to get ivermectin, I want to be able to get that accessible through something like you guys, because, again, you go to some doctors and they just won't even prescribe it for you. I mean, can you believe we're at that point where if someone is saying that's what it was really helping and it's worked for my friend or worked for that person, and as long as there's no, medical issues with taking something like that, it really works. I mean, can you believe we're at that situation where we can't just get that medication, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and others?
Unfortunately, we are. We're at a point where, the medication is politicized. And it's unfortunate because there are people out there that could really utilize medications like these, and they blocked access to them. It's a sad thing to watch. We're always going to be here. We're in the great Sunshine State in Florida. We're all about freedom. We're all about independent decision making, and that's where we stand.
Could you talk to us finally about any other products or services, or I guess you have more than 200 medications available to choose from. Can you, other than hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, can you tell us about some others that you have available?
Sure, absolutely. We can go all day about these. I love the maintenance meds that we carry. So a lot of people, they already know what medication they're on, whether it's a thyroid, blood pressure, cholesterol med. They already know their dose. They already know their regimen. We provide them 1, 3, 6, 9-month, and 12-month supplies at very, very cheap cost. I think most of our medications for the maintenance drugs is like $25 for a 3-month supply, which you can't beat anywhere. And it's just kind of getting that medication in your cabinet. God forbid anything were to happen. It's more of a peace of mind, if anything. And we can go on all these other drugs that we have. We got the methylene blue now. We've been doing that for probably about a month, as you can see with RFK Jr. I take it myself. I personally love it. It truly is a new medication that is groundbreaking. I've got a lot of personal friends who take it now, family members as well, and it's going to be big soon. People are really starting to listen to RFK Jr. We do also have the emergency kits. There's a lot of companies out there that have emergency kits. We sell them as well because some people do enjoy just purchasing a kit as is. But here at All Family Pharmacy, we do love customization. We allow you to purchase what you need when you need it. We don't want to force you to purchase medications that you may or may not ever use. That's a waste of money. So we allow you to purchase what you need when you need it.
Awesome. So allfamilypharmacy.com/RSBN. Get that discount. A lot of great selections there for medications. The owner of All Family Pharmacy, Michael Kuenzler, thank you again for joining us. Would you like to share one more word about just making America healthy again and the MAGA movement overall?
Yeah, spread the word. We're an independent thinking pharmacy. We've got the same values. We work with physicians who are like-minded. Patients truly enjoy working with a physician who is like-minded. And that, we think, is the most important thing nowadays. Unfortunately, we're at that point. But we're here for you. We'll always be here for you. There's nobody stopping what we're doing. We're going to make America healthy again.
Awesome. Michael, thank you so much for joining us on RSBN Live. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you.